Okay guys, so let's get straight into the makeup. So firstly, please ignore my voice. I have got a really bad cold, but I still wanted to film for you guys, hence I'm sitting here in front of the camera with a kind of very congested nose and a really bad sore throat. But let's get into the video. So the first things first, I've got a fresh face. I have just come out of the shower. So firstly, I'm just going to apply some of this, and I know I am literally at my last drop, so if any of it will come out. So now I have got a nice amount, and because this is aloe water, I promise you guys, you don't need a lot of this. You just need a very subtle amount. So I'm just going to really rub that into my face. So next I'm just going to apply something to my lips. Usually if I've got a cold or I've got dry lips, I always apply Carmax. I like to keep it really simple, so I always use Carmax. So I can't find that currently, so I'm just going to stick with this. This is just my dual lip balm, so I'm just going to apply this onto my lips. Just a nice generous amount, and then just using my finger, I'm just going to push that into my lips to really just keep them smooth whilst we're doing the rest of our makeup. Now that is done, I'm going to move to the eyes, but I'm just going to go in with my eyes just to prep them for the eyeshadow which I'm going to apply. So I'm just using the Fit Me concealer from Maybelline, which is also on its kind of last little drops. So I don't know why I like waiting for the product to finish before I go get a top up, which makes it really hard because I can't find my shade when I do look for it last minute. So I really should start buying my products before they kind of finish. So I'm taking this right up to my eyebrow as well, so that it's all nice and prepped, and don't worry too much if it comes below. I have mentioned this to you guys before. If you guys haven't got a eyeshadow primer, don't worry too much about it. Don't look into it too much. Just apply a concealer and it's just so much easier, and it does the same job as a eyeshadow primer as well, and it helps you save some of your money as well. Now I am just going to take my beauty blender. So don't worry, it is looking very dirty, but I have still dampened my beauty blender, but I just haven't thoroughly cleaned it. So I'm just going to use my beauty blender to push all of this concealer into my eye. Now you can actually use a brush for this, but I'm just lazy, and I just think that a beauty blender does the exact same job. It just pushes it into your eye, and then it just does it so much quicker. So I'm just going to push that all into my eyelid and have it all nice and ready. So for today's makeup look, I will be using the Naked Heat palette. So I'm just going to open this up. I absolutely love it. It comes with a mirror as well, which makes it so convenient. So firstly, I'm just going to take the colour Chaser. So I'm just going to apply this, and this is actually the brush which came with the palette. So I'm just going to take Chaser, and I'm just going to use this to set all of the concealer, and I'm just pushing this shadow into my eye rather than scraping it across. So I'm just slightly just pushing this in. It just helps with your concealer and really set your eye and set all of that in place. Usually I actually don't set my concealer on my eyelid, just because I feel like all the other shadows do so, but today I am going to be doing this. Now that my concealer has been set, I'm going to go in with a transition colour. I'm going to go in with the colour Low Blow, and I'm just taking that on a M139 Morphe brush. So I'm just going to dip it in, and I'm just going to tap it on my palette just to get rid of all the excess shadow. And then I'm just going to go in just above my crease, and I'm just going to push and blend this into my crease. Note how I haven't done my eyebrows. So I tend to just do my eyebrows after I've done my foundation. So I'm just going to leave those till later on. Now that I have just applied this onto my eyes, I'm just going to blend some of that out. And to blend it out, I'm using this brush here. So this is a 109 blending crease brush. I'm not actually sure what brand this is from. I did order this from Beauty Bay. It's just the brand isn't on here. It's just got a small butterfly on there. But if I do get a chance to have a look for you guys, I will leave it down below in the description box. So I'm just taking this and blending all of this transition colour out. And then I am going to go in with the colour He Devil. And I'm just taking this on that same Urban Decay brush which came with the palette. And I'm just taking it on the smaller side. And this one I am just going to push this into the crease. Now it's a really nice small brush, so it fits really nice into the crease to get the pigmentation and the intensity that I want from this colour. Because if you're going to stroke it, you're going to lose some of the colour and keep going back and forth with the colour. So if you've got the correct kind of pigmentation that you're looking for. And then using that same brush, I'm just going to blend all of this out. And again, I'm trying to stick in the crease rather than going above the crease. Really blending this out with a very light hand, and I'm not pushing down too much, just blending it off so kind of the excess shadow just blends in. So I uploaded my Primark haul last night, and I was really amazed to see the amount of views I'm getting for the video and the amount of you who have joined the family. And I don't know how many of you watch my videos on a regular basis. If there is anybody who does watch my videos on a regular basis, please do comment down below, just so I can appreciate you and I can just appreciate the love you give to my channel. It will be really nice to just give you a thank you, and I am really appreciative of all the newbies who have joined to my channel and everybody who is giving me the love. It is just honestly amazing. I never thought I could carry on with YouTube. It's just been such a long journey for me. I've been so inconsistent with my videos, and the last 6 months I have really just been putting my all into my YouTube. I'm trying to film as much as I can for you guys and get as many videos out there as possible. Obviously, due to me working, it can be really difficult, but I do try and get as much videos and as much content out for you guys as I can. The next colour which I'm going to take is Cane, and I'm just going to take that on a Real Techniques brush. Again, take off the excess, and this is just a little bit more kind of, I would brownie rather than the orange, and I'm just going to push this into the crease, and I'm just focusing on really working in that crease and to really intensify the crease to really give it that beautiful kind of orange feel. I'm just going to blend all of that out again. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to slightly cut the crease just so I can give my eye that kind of nice shimmery look from the front. So I'm just taking my Maybelline Fit Me concealer again, and I'm just going to take it onto my hand so I can take it onto my brush directly, and I'm just going to slightly begin cutting my crease. Now that I have got my cut crease, just going to take that same brush and I'm just going to dip it in that, I'm just going to take some of that same chaser colour and I'm just going to set this in place. So now I'm just going to take another brush and I'm going to just apply some sort of facial spray to it. So I'm just using the Urban Decay All Nighter because this is all I have. If you guys just have water, you're welcome to just use a small spray with water as well. It always does the same thing. And then I'm just going to dip my brush into the colour Ounce, which is the first really kind of creamy colour. And I'm just going to start applying this onto the area which I just cut crease. And this is just going to give me that shimmer which I am looking for. I am just going to go in with the colour decaying again, and I'm just going to take some just on the kind of end of the cut crease, just so I can start blending. So I'm just going to pop that towards the end. I'm literally just dabbing it on rather than sweeping it. So now I'm just going to just blend that out so that I don't have any kind of excess shadow just hanging around that area. Just blending this out with a very light hand again. Lastly, I'm just going to take the colour N Fugo, and I'm just going to apply that just on the outer corner, just to smoke out my outer corner a little bit more, because this is a darker brown. Then I am just going to use my first blending brush, and I'm just going to blend all of that out. And now I am going to go away from the Urban Decay palette, just going to spray my brush a little bit, and then I'm using the Ofra highlighter, and this is in the colour Blissful, and I'm just going to take this onto my brush, and it's just a very kind of, I find this a very kind of shadow product because it's so powdery and pigmented. I don't know whether I like this as a highlight because I just find it's so powdery, and I find like it gives my skin that ashiness. So I like using this on my eyes because it's just got that really nice pigmentation, and I just find it just looks amazing. So I'm just going to apply this on my crease just to really shimmer up my eyes and to really intensify the glitter and the glowiness on my eyes. And then I'm going to go back in with another brush and just to blend out my crease, because like I said, I don't want kind of the glitter hanging around in my crease. So this is it, guys. You guys can leave your shadows here and just apply some mascara and apply some lashes, but I am a big kind of eyeliner girl, so I'm just going to apply some eyeliner to my eyes. So my current favourite eyeliner at the moment is this NYX matte liquid liner. It's just, I love the brush. So I'm just going to start lining. So now my eyeliner is on, I am just going to apply some mascara to my lashes. And the mascara which I am applying is the Maybelline Lash Sensational. You guys have seen me use this mascara all the time. I don't have any more mascaras because for a long while I did have some lash extensions, and then because I'm always applying falsies, I never just apply mascara on its own, so I never really actually need to go and buy myself some mascara. But I actually need to buy some more products. Like I said to you guys, my concealer is nearly finished, and I also need to buy some new mascara, some new liquid liners as well. So now that I have applied my mascara, I am just going to clear away my excess shadow on my lower area, and I'm also going to apply my falsies, and I'm going to do that all off camera because if I start talking to you guys doing my falsies, and you guys will honestly be here forever. So I'm just going to go off camera, do those two things, and I'll be back. So now that that step is done, we are just going to move it towards the face. So firstly, I am just going to take my primer here. Now before, I never ever used to use a primer. I used to always skip the primer step, but recently I have just found that if I apply primer, and it really helps with my pores, it really helps to smoothen my face in preps of the makeup. So I absolutely love using a primer now. I apply primer on an everyday basis. Before, I only used to apply primer if I used to go out or anything like that, but Now I just honestly cannot live without priming my face. I love my Benefit primer. I know it's expensive, but I'd rather use this than use anything else because it's that good. And for foundation today, I'm going to be using the NARS Long Wear, and I'm just going to take a couple of pumps. I don't need a lot of pumps of this. And then I'm also going to take some of this, which is the Maybelline Fit Me. So I'm just going to apply both foundations to my hand, and then I'm just going to start pushing them into my face. So I know one is matte and one is actually quite glowy, but I'm just going to go with what I've got because, like I said, the NARS foundation is actually very it oxidizes a lot on my skin, and the foundation, I just don't like the outcome of it. So I'm just going to mix both of them, and I'm just going to dampen my beauty blender further with my spray and then push my foundation in again. I just feel like this just gives my foundation that really nice airbrushed look. So to do my eyebrows, I'm just using the Barry M. This is the Shape and Define. I've had this for such a long while. I actually stopped using this halfway through, and then I started using this again about a couple of months ago. So that is my eyebrows done, and don't worry if they don't look the same. Like they always say, your eyebrows are meant to be cousins and not twin sisters, but my eyebrows never match, but they do look kind of similar, I hope. So that is my eyebrows done, and can you guys see the difference a pair of eyebrows makes to your face? So I do like to have really nice thick eyebrows, so excuse if you guys don't like them, but now that my brows are done, I'm going to focus on the rest of my face. The first thing which I'm going to do is take my concealer. So I am using the Makeup Revolution concealer in the color C7. I have absolutely been loving this concealer ever since I started using Makeup Revolution's concealer. I have just gone crazy for this. So I'm just going to apply that a good generous amount. I do like to have a good concealed face. I've just got really bad under eyes, I've just got really dark circles, and I just really like to have that area concealed. I'm going to take a slight amount on my forehead. I usually do this before my eyebrows, so I don't know why I'm doing this step afterwards. I just feel like my beauty blender's got more space if I do this before my eyebrows. Now, just using my damp beauty blender, I'm just going to push this into my skin. And I'm just going to take whatever's left on my beauty blender just around my mouth as well, because I feel like I've got a lot of pigmentation around that area. So now that all of my foundation is blended out, I am going to bake. And now, who doesn't love baking? And to bake today, I'm using the Kat Von D translucent powder, and I'm just going to apply this just underneath my eye where I applied my concealer, and I'm just using a beauty blender to apply this. So this beauty blender is not damp, so this is actually a dry beauty blender which I'm using for this. So if you guys know, I absolutely loved my NYX powder. We never had the issue of it kind of splurging all over your clothes, so I do miss that powder, but I couldn't find that powder anywhere, so no one ever had it in stock. So, and I really didn't want to spend £12 on the entire palette again. So, because if I spent £12 on the palette just for that one kind of colour, it would have just been ridiculous, because I wouldn't have used any of the colours ever. But I will be going into my NYX palette for the bronze colour. So I'm just taking this on a brush, and I'm just going to, and then start contouring. And note how I'm not taking it right to the end. I'm just keeping it kind of just in this middle section here. And I'm applying this in the dent of my cheek. And then just some underneath my chin as well. To really enhance this. And yes, I do apply a good amount because I do like to have a good kind of bronzed face. And now I'm just going to apply some blusher, and the blusher which I am using is this. I absolutely love this. This is my current kind of holy grail blush. So this is in the color Foreplay. I'm just going to take some onto my brush and just smile. And then once I have applied my blush, I'm just going to go back in with the translucent powder, and I'm just going to kind of just underline my contour area. Just bake underneath there. And then I'm just going to smile, and I'm going to take it up with my smile. Just really enhance my cheeks. Brush this away, straight away. And I just love that kind of line it leaves. And I'm just going to just get my beauty blender and just tap it over. And now I am just going to go in and highlight my face. But before I do that, I'm just going to spray my face just so it's ready for more, because if you're going to put powders on top of powders, it's just going to look really cakey. So I'm just going to spray my face and set all of that in place, and then until then I'm going to decide what highlight I want. And when I am going for a very kind of glowy look, I always do turn towards my iconic London drops. So I'm just using this in the color Original, and I'm just applying this to the highs of my cheeks. And then I'm just going to use a brush. You can use your fingers, but I prefer to use a brush, so I'm just using this brush here, and I'm just going to push that into my skin. So it is a very big brush, so I'm just trying to use the tip, and then I'm just going to quickly tip my nose as well, just at the very kind of pointy part. And then I'm just going to take the brush and just take some more on the ridge of my nose. And then again, I'm just going to push this into my skin with the brush, and then again take some of the excess and just put that onto the tip, and then just a slight amount on my Cupid's bow. And then I'm just taking my beauty blender and I'm just going to push that highlight into my skin, really just to push it. All in, and then again just push in whatever's on the ridge of my nose. Then I'm going to spray my brush as well, so spray it a good generous amount. And then I am taking my highlighter. So the highlighter which I'll be using is a Huda Beauty 3D highlight palette, and this is in Golden Sand. Just going to tap off the extra, and then I'm just going to pop this onto my highlight. And again, just going to take a very kind of light hand, because I don't want all of the product just to stay into kind of one area. And I'm just going to take some slightly above as well in the kind of see the kind of glow the highlight give. And then lastly, I'm just going to apply something to my lips. So I'm just going to line my lips very casually. So I've just applied my lip liner all over my lips, and I'm just going to apply my liquid lipstick on top, and then I'm going to outline my lips with my lip liner after I've applied my liquid lip. I just find that this way is so much easier when you're applying like a red lipstick. I tend to do this more with. So the lipstick which I am using is the Retro Matte Liquid Lip Colour from MAC, and this is in the colour Feel So Grand. This is actually my favourite red lipstick. I absolutely love this lipstick. So this is it, guys. This is all of my makeup on. I absolutely love this kind of makeup, but this is it, guys. This is the final look, and I really hope you guys enjoyed seeing this video, and hopefully I will see every single one of you in my next video. Bye, guys.